All right, what's up, everybody out here? It's so little Jamie, Nah, ain't no restart, man. We just roll, baby. Ain't no edit. This real talk. This
We
real
out
talk.
here,
This how we
baby.
start.
We out here.
So this is the introduction to the gentleman's address. Got two of my partners here with me. We missing one, B. Davis. Shout out to B. Davis. But we got little Jamie in the house.
What's up with it?
We got Big Sam.
Hello out there.
And I'm your boy AD. So, we've been talking about this for a little while, man. We've been trying to get together and put something out there. We feel like we some gentlemen that got some things to say, right?
Oh yes, definitely, most definitely.
We sit around the house all day and all we do is talk noise about everything under the sun. So we felt like one day, man, we need to put this on tape. Somebody need to hear this. Somebody can be enlightened, entertained, or anything, laugh their asses off. So that's what we're gonna do. That's an acceptable word.
Profanity word number one.
That is one acceptable one.
I'll tell you, it's gonna be tough for little Jamie, baby.
We keeping the tally, baby. We keeping the tally.
It's gonna be tough.
So, like I said, the name of this show is the Gentleman's Address, and the purpose that we came up with together is to kind of speak from a gentleman's perspective on issues pertaining to topics as like social issues, politics. We're gonna get into some entertainment, and basically it's gonna be with unbiased, raw opinions and feelings. It's gonna be everything we are. We're not gonna hold back. We're gonna talk it like we see it, and we're gonna keep it moving. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. So won't y'all tell me, little Jamie, I'm gonna start you. I'm gonna let you kick it off for us. Won't you tell us what you think in your perspective? What is a gentleman?
What is a gentleman?
What's a gentleman?
I kind of put my Facebook friends to work and asked them, and what the consensus was basically saying is that a gentleman is someone who does kind of old-fashioned type thing, open doors, walk on the right side of the street, yes ma'am, no ma'am, those type of things. Just being nice to basically women in the community. Crazy thing about it, they couldn't tell me what one looked like. They said mainly the women was like, we haven't seen one in so long that we don't know what one looks like. We know what how they should portray themselves or whatever, but they didn't know what gentlemen looked like within the last I think 10 years or so. Now they could tell me what a gentleman doesn't look like or what they don't want, but they couldn't tell me or give me an example of what a gentleman should look like or should act or where they should act. Some of them didn't even have. I was figured I would get like my father or whatever, but it was on like one person that said like my father or stuff like that. So they couldn't tell me what a gentleman looked like within the last 10 years or if they came across one, but they can tell me basically what they visioned or what a gentleman should be like or whatnot. In my opinion, man, a gentleman should be somebody that's respected by all walks of life, somebody who portrays himself as in a positive light, and that does make women's lives better. For example, if it's putting your coat down over a puddle, or if it's walking them to the car at nighttime, if it's holding the door open, if it's saying ma'am and all that good stuff. Just someone that makes any woman, not just a black woman, a white woman, whatever, just make any woman's life easier. That type of thing. But like I said, people couldn't give me, even the dudes couldn't really give me an example. They said themselves, but like an example on like that's happening, what's going on today in the media, whatever, like an example of a gentleman. So that's what I'll start out with right there.
Okay. A lot of points there, Jamie, that I'm jotting down. think about because I want to touch back on some of that stuff because a lot of that,
Man, I forgot what the question
pretty
was.
interesting. That's cool. He did take a long time though, right? That old extra long
Hey, y'all
definition.
Jamie, y'all got him, baby.
So, Big Sam, same question. What is a gentleman to you? Like, what do you think a gentleman is?
To me, a gentleman would be definitely someone who has and shows respect, integrity, and then also who has a vision. But not only an actual vision, but it also goes to work. So he's there in the community. To me, that's probably basically the aspects of what a gentleman is. It's outside of, or it involves more than just, to me, opening doors and saying hello. But there's also action behind that actual. I don't even know what I'm really trying to say. It's action behind what a gentleman is, and people are able to see that, and he shows it on a daily basis, and it's put to work. And another thing that a gentleman does, he also influences other people
True.
for that action as well. So you may not even know it, but it tends to rub off on you.
Okay. And that's interesting because I did the same thing, Jamie. I put the question on my Facebook. What is a gentleman? What does a gentleman look like in 2017? And I didn't get very much feedback either. A lot of the stuff I was getting was just some people was joking around on the status or whatever, but no real solid answer. And in my opinion, that makes me feel like people don't really know what a gentleman is.
Man, they not out here. A rare breed.
So, with that being said, I mean, why do you think it's so hard to define a gentleman? Like, what's so complex about the definition of a gentleman? I mean, basically, every woman wants one. Every man feels like he is one, but nobody can define what it is.
To me, there's no complexity when it comes down to being an actual gentleman. But society and the way that we've been going has really made it to where it's obsolete, to where you don't have to. Everything comes easy. Everything is fast. So there's no work behind, and there's no work behind things that needs to get done. So society as a whole is more based off of what you have as an individual and what you can possess than actually who are you. And so you can get away with a lot of things. You see it on a regular basis, man. He has money. He has fame. He gets away. You know what I'm saying? He affluent teens. We have several examples of that. The swimmer at Stanford who got away with rape got 3 months sentence because he has an affluent household. I mean, so we see it on a regular basis, man. So at this point, the gentleman has become obsolete because as a society, we have made him obsolete. There's no use for him.
Okay. So then how we bring him back? Lil Jamie, how we bring a gentleman back in 2017? Apparently, the devices that we have at our nature make it too easy. And I also think that when a man begins to go back to the old school, the holding the door open and all that kind of stuff. Nowadays, it seems like it get overlooked. I mean, you just talked about a situation earlier where you was at a establishment, you trying to help the young lady out, and she
You're not
kinda,
gonna say no name.
yeah, we're not gonna say her name. She kind of waved you off, like you know what I mean, like you was trying to get something from her, but really you was literally just giving her a random act of kindness. You would say, "Hey, look, such and such is wrong. Let me help you with whatever you're doing." But you was greeted with an attitude. You was greeted with.
Man, I can't tell you how many times I done open up. Not saying that it's warranted or that it's deserved, but opening up the door for an individual that you don't know, a simple thank you would be cool. It's just small things like that. Because even being a gentleman, you don't look for the appreciation, but when you do get it, hey, it feels good because it makes you want to do it again. And how society is set up right now, it's like if someone does an act of kindness, it's something behind it. It's a smoke screen. Like,
agenda.
what do you really want? Exactly. What's the agenda?
Well, you just said it. I
Thirsty.
mean, you know, you open the door and you want to thank you.
No.
That's
I
that instant
said
gratification.
I said it's not warranted, but to not. I don't know. To me, I've been raised to where like when someone does something like that, just a simple thank you. I'm not asking for anything more. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I would do. If you was to open the door for me, just off top, it just comes natural. Thank you. Bam. Then I'm on my way.
So, I mean, is being a gentleman just relegated to opening doors? And,
Nah, not
No,
at all.
no,
Not at all. Not
so,
at all.
I mean, you know, because that to me, that's the basic.
Yeah,
That's step one. That's,
exactly.
you know, you ain't even got to be a gentleman to open the door for somebody. You know, I'm walking, there's two of us, we headed in the same direction. Instead of me racing to the door to beat you, I'm just going to hold the door open and let you go.
Now I done seen some young cats close that door. Now they don't hold it open.
That's just rude.
Right,
You know what I mean? That ain't even gentleman. That's just rude. You know what I'm saying? So I think a gentleman has to be more than just, you know, a random act of kindness. A gentleman has to be a lifestyle. It's got to be the way you lead your life and the way you portray yourself out in the world, right?
Word.
So, yeah, I open the doors. Yeah, you know, I say please and thank you and all that kind of, but that's normal. But what do I do outside? What does my life look like? You know, do I look like the dude that's out there, you know, dogging people, you know, not being sensitive, not being, you know, understanding of what people need? And basically what we're looking at right now, I don't know if this gentleman like or not, but either way,
Lord.
I'm just saying. Either way, in 2017, I think you see less gentlemen walking around because nobody really knows what to do. Nobody really knows how to act. You know what I mean? So we here to set the record straight.
Why?
We're gonna show people, you know, that the gentleman is still alive. And as three gentlemen sitting in this room on this what's today? Thursday? It's Thursday night. We about to kick some stuff off that's going to give you some thoughts and some processes from a gentleman's perspective. Now, we may not be shaped like you want us to be. You know, we may be rugged on the outside.
Rick Ross on.
You know, we you don't have to be clean pressed to be a gentleman. You know what I mean? A gentleman is what you do, not how you necessarily look. Now, of course, you need to be presentable. You know, and walk around here and no tacky clothing and carry yourself like you just don't care. But you know, I feel like the gentleman is your nature. It's not necessarily your appearance or your outwardness. Thoughts?
I agree. Word up.
So then, how do we get the gentleman status then? So what these young cats out here got to do? What do we got to do? What do we got to do to maintain our gentleman status? How do you gain it, and how do you maintain gentleman status in 2017?
To me, that's a hard one because in reality, man, it's extremely hard to even. I'm not gonna say it's hard. You have to prepare yourself, and you have to. First of all, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your character. You have to protect your name, and a lot of times it has to do with doing the right thing and not giving in to temptation. And I think that goes a lot. I think that has a lot to do with that. And sometimes you do as an individual, as a person, but it's all about how you bounce back from that and you do what needs to be done. And to me, that's how you get it, and that's how you maintain it. You got to protect who you are as an individual. Your name. I've always been taught that your name is probably the most important thing that you will ever have. So
True.
you have to. I mean, outside of your family. So so when people say, "Hey, y'all know AD," they be like, either they're gonna say AD is such and such, or AD is a good dude. Same thing with Big Sam or Lil Jamie, So people gonna know who you are before they even meet you. So you always have to protect the narrative that people can say about you, because if someone lies about you, somebody will know and they'll be like, nah,
That
that's
wasn't my
not even
homie.
him.
That wasn't my homie that did that.
Yeah,
You got the wrong person.
exactly.
Okay. So protect the brand, right? We got to start there, right?
Exactly.
Protecting your namesake. But then you got to build that namesake too, right?
This
so
is true.
building that namesake, it's going to require strength, man. I think a gentleman has to be strong, particularly an African-American gentleman. Got to be strong. Got to be able to endure. You got to be able to take some stuff. You got to be slow to act. Can't be hot-headed. You don't see a lot of hot-headed gentlemen. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Gentlemen are always cool.
Yeah.
They respond. They go under the radar. You know, you think you might be getting over on a gentleman, but chances are he probably 2 steps ahead of you right now, right?
Exactly.
That's that strength, right? You got to be strong. You got to be reserved. You got to be able to hold it down on your own. I think wisdom comes a lot with being a gentleman, and I think what some people, you know, fail to have is that wisdom. And the only way you get wisdom is through experience. So, you know, if your experience is minimal, if you're not willing to get out there and put yourself out there and kind of experience some things, then chances are, you know, your wisdom is going to be limited. It's going to be small. Not saying that it ain't good. I mean, all wisdom is good wisdom for the most part. But you know what I mean? A gentleman is going to be well-rounded. He's going to be able to kind of touch and mix among all crowds and all people. So I think in 2017, man, we have to start walking in our namesake, like you said, Big Sam. We got to be able to start showing strength in a positive manner. You know, not just strength as I'm bigger, I'm better than you, I'm stronger than you. I mean, that's not a gentleman, that's a bully. So you know what I mean? We got to be able to show strength, and we got to be able to show that we can withhold strength. You know what I mean? A gentleman in the perspective of a woman, just being able to treat the woman with the respect that you would want them to treat your daughter or your mother, right? I mean, I love my kids. I got 3 girls. I love my girls, right? And I wouldn't want any man to treat them in any kind of negative light, right? That, just think about that, make me want to jump off and slap somebody right now. But how do I feel? You know, how would I look if I go out and, you know, I'm treating women wrong and dogging them out like that, right? So, you know what I mean? Knowing the difference between how to treat a woman and how to treat somebody that you want to be with for the rest of your life. I mean, just being able to understand the difference and being able to maneuver like that is what a gentleman is.